I believe we are live. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. We got a live stream today. Couple things I want to talk about, and the rest, I repeat, the rest of the week will be about the Detroit Lions. But before I say the intro, shout out to the people in the building already. Lust, Murder Music, ZX11, Rudy. You got Gary, who's a hater, up in the building. ASAP Rocky, Michael, Anthony, Stu Vision. Play the intro.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What's up? Like I said, shout out to everybody in the building already. 33 up in here on a Tuesday night, 8:45 p.m. on the East Coast, 25 likes. If you were watching this on a rerun and you ain't do it, make sure you go ahead and hit that like. Y'all been killing it. Subscribe if you are new. Ding the bell so you can be one of the 46 people, 51 people in here early with your boy. And today we got some things to talk about. I want to clean up just this last bit of, kind of off-season talk, because for those that have been following me for a minute know that, look, Sunday's the games. Now, granted, sometimes we'll be playing on Monday night. Sometimes we'll be playing on Thursday later in the season. But Monday is the reaction video. Tuesday's the breakdown. And Wednesday, we're already flipping the page to the next team. So that's what we're going to be having here. Monday's going to be reaction. Some good reaction, some bad. Some overreaction Mondays. Tuesday, if the film comes out the way I believe it's going to come out for the All-22, we break down the good and the bad of whatever happens. That's it. If it's good, we're going to talk about it. And if it's bad, we're going to talk about it, regardless of who is doing the bad. Coaching, quarterback, running back, defense, offense. We'll talk about it. And then Wednesday, Thursday, between previewing the next game, live streams, collabs, GOAT Talk, Battle Bird podcast, we're going to keep you up to date all week. Now, once again, shout out to everybody in the building. I do want to get into some of the news before we just chop it up in the chat. You know how we do. Once we get midway through this, it becomes y'all stream, and we just going to go off whatever y'all need to talk about. I want to pull this up, and this was my tweet, but I want to show you what Howie Roseman exactly said first. So, Howie Roseman said, this is the big comment on WIP this morning when asked about the Jalen Reagor pick and all that, right? We've known that Howie Roseman beat it around the bush when it comes to that pick. Well, maybe he'll do this. Well, maybe he'll do that. Blah, 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 blah. He finally says, after trading him, I think a lot of the message there is we just have to take the best player at all times. We don't have to worry so much about fit or what we have on the team. You go back to that moment, we had two tight ends who were really good in the middle of the field, and Greg Ward was coming off a really good year in the slot. We were looking for a specific role as opposed to just grading the players. That's on me 100%. At the end of the day, I'm responsible for all that. But I also promise you one thing. If I make a mistake, I'm going to do everything in my power to make it up. And that's where my tweet comes in. And it's pretty much this. Howie Roseman has not only said he's made a mistake by picking Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, he's shown the ability to fix it, not by just trading, by both drafting and trading for two stud wide receivers. What's done is done. I like what we got in the wide receiver room right now, because let's talk about it for a second, right? Imagine we take Justin Jefferson over Jalen Reagor. Well, he's a stud wide receiver. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league. How much better is he over A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith? Scheme all plays. Devontae Smith, if he was getting targets in Minnesota like Justin Jefferson, he would have more opportunity. That all does play a legit role. I'm not here to ask who's better. Justin Jefferson is the more proven receiver over Devontae Smith for sure. And he's had better seasons statistically than A.J. Brown. Again, Tennessee want to run the ball 35, 40 times. They want to pass the ball, even though Dalvin Cook gets his touches. All that I'm saying is, say we get Justin Jefferson on our team. Who knows what transpires after that? Are the Eagles content with 2 tight ends and 1 good wide receiver? Do we ever get that wide receiver 2 that is pretty much a wide receiver 1, but you got 2 great wide receivers on your team that it's hard to pick which one is 1 and 2? Do we go that mile? We don't know what transpires. We say this in football as well. If Jalen Hurts didn't, or any quarterback, if you don't throw that interception, we win the game. That's not necessarily true. If you take that interception back, the very next play could be a fumble or another interception. You know what I mean? So taking one play, taking one move back can change the whole complexion. And so I'm saying this. At the moment, we draft Justin Jefferson over Reagor. Cool. I want to see what happens next. Maybe we're a better team and we don't fall into that category where we're able to do what we did now. Regardless of where we would have been, we do not know. But what I do know is that it's fixed. And we got the best wide receiving core that we've had in Philly. The group, the duo, the trio in a long time. And even back when we went out and traded for Terrell Owens, look who was on the left and right of Terrell Owens. Compare who's on the left and right of A.J. Brown. Not saying A.J. Brown is T.O., but I'm saying Devontae Smith and Quez is better than what was on side of T.O. back in 2004. That's what I'm saying. And so I look at it now like Justin Jefferson, cool. Would he have been getting the same stats over there than he does over here? Would it have saved Carson Wentz's job? Who knows? But the fact of the matter is, we didn't get Jefferson. Reagor's off the squad. Wentz is off the squad. And we do have a dynamic offense when it comes to skill players for Jalen Hurts. So that's my whole take on it. I understand. Drop me back 2 years ago. I'm pissed. Y'all knew what I said about Howie Roseman, the people that have been following me for 2+ years. But at the end of the day, mistakes have been made just as bad. And they haven't been able to be corrected in such a short time. We're talking about a mistake in 2020. And now 2022, we're set up at the wide receiver position better than 80% of the league. Because when I look at the wide receiver position, there might be 5 teams that have a better wide receiver group. Maybe 5 teams that have a better wide receiver group than the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles wide receiver group 2 years ago was dead last. Now we're top 5. That is the best kind of fix you can get. Someone on this post said if somebody pushes me in the water and I'm drowning and then they save me, I'm not going to give him credit for that. Well, that's not just what Howie Roseman did. Howie pushed you in the water when he drafted Jalen Reagor. He saved you when he drafted Devontae Smith. When he got A.J. Brown, he gave you that life jacket so you'll never drown again. He didn't just save you. Actually, you know what? He didn't give you a life jacket. He gave you swimming lessons. He taught you how to swim. Drafting Devontae Smith was only saving from the Jalen Reagor pick. But adding A.J. Brown was now the addition. He taught you how to swim. You're never going to drown again. That's what Howie Roseman did. So I don't want to hear that he only put out the fire that he made. No, he put out the fire and now he got your house stacked with fire hydrant. I forget, whatever them things are called. I can't even believe I don't remember. They're slipping my head. But you know what I'm saying. Let's get to some comments before we get to my next point. Shout out to the chat. I appreciate y'all. This is live. Joey said, I really like how they got bigger targets in A.J. Brown and more speedy receiver in Devontae Smith. Again, look, I'm going to be honest with you. When I look at the Miami Dolphins wide receivers, they are talented. Very, very talented. But they all fit from the same mold. Jalen Waddle, a speedster. Tyreek Hill, a speedster. Cedric Wilson, he's more predicated on his speed. A little bigger. But when you look, and I'm not trying to say our receivers are better because I put mad respect on what Tyreek Hill has done multiple seasons. Regardless of his stature, he still makes big plays. But when you look at the just, the definition of what we got. The physical guy, the route runner, and the speed guy. You couldn't ask for a better complementary of wide receivers for a quarterback. A guy who can win one-on-one physically, a guy who can win one-on-one with space, and a guy who can get open, throw that thing down the field, and he will run under it. And then we got Dallas Goedert, who, oh, by the way, missed 2 games last year, was still the 5th tight end in the NFL when it comes to total yardage. He was number 5 in the NFL in total yardage. He had 56 catches, 830 yards, 4 touchdowns, a 73.7 catch percent rate, and that's missing 2 games. He got to clean up the little ones, but for sure, we got weapons. So bygones are bygones in Philly Mike book. Stu Vision said, you forgetting about the initial waterboard he did before the Reagor drowning. Yeah. You're right. Fire hydrant. You're right. The Whiteside pick over DK. Yeah. But here's the thing, though. That's your second round pick, and multiple people took wide receivers over DK. You needed a first round wide receiver. There was no reason not to get Justin Jefferson. He was the better player in general. You could say that same thing with DK, but more teams passed, so I give him more of a. It is what it is. I still was upset with that when it happened. I was upset with that as well. I'll give you that. But again, where we are now, it's not just saved. It's saved. And honestly, like I said, name me a better wide receiver core that the Philadelphia Eagles had in its totality than what we have now. And again, we went from last in the NFL to top 6 in my book. You can probably say 4 to 5 teams were better. And DK, no matter what we want to say about his neck, that did scare a lot of people away. The neck injury. Now you could say, well, Seattle took the risk and they won. Cool. And LB wanted them, and a lot of other people wanted them. But a medical history is still gonna scare him away, and we don't have total access to what all is in the medical history. So, like I said, I'm not trying to say that was a wash. But again, you get DK. Are you drafting Justin Jefferson the next year? Are you in position to draft that? So my whole thing is getting DK or getting Justin Jefferson would have put us on a different trajectory to where we couldn't, or most likely wouldn't have had the money, because DK you had to pay DK already. So the money you gave AJ, you would have gave DK. How are you trading for another wide receiver? If you drafted DK in 19, you wouldn't be in position to get Reagor or Justin Jefferson in 2020. And in 2022, when A.J. Brown became on the market, you couldn't really pay him because you would have gave $100 million to DK Metcalf. Am I wrong or am I wrong? Brett said, I'm telling you, the Jack in the Box will be popping out the boxes this year. Uncle Luke said, how do you think you're going to do against the Lions run game? They look like they only bright spot of the offense, at least during the preseason game I turned on. Listen, DeAndre Swift is coming out this season. He not only want to run the ball, he wants to be a legit pass-catching back. He's looking to get 80-some receptions this season. We're going to talk about that because, like I said, look, they went out and got Aiden Hutchinson. They got a safety, and I think Rashawn Elliott to help stop the run, a box safety or what so. But we want to throw the ball. I've talked about it on the channel, 60-40, but you might have to run over the Lions because I still think that you can run on them, and I think that we should. I want to gradually get to that 60-40 passing. I want to see what what's his name does, Jalen Hurts. But we don't got to do it all in one game. Not all in one game. What's going on, Show Enough? Mir Slash said, Mike, did you see what I tagged you in? The Eagles tried out wide receiver Alden Tate, tight end Dalton, and tight end. I did not see that. I didn't see you tag me in it, and I also didn't even see that they did that. I didn't know they were trying anybody out. For sure, I'm going to have to look up that. Shout out to you. Joey L said, all things aside from what Howie has done, where do you see us sitting at the end of the regular season in the conference, in the division? You know me, I'm more of a let's go week by week, but I've said it many times. I think we're going to get between 11 and 13 wins, 11, 12, 13. I think we win a division, and then we talk about what's going on. If we get that 13, now we're playing where, you know, whose record is better than ours? You know, is it, are we number 2 seed or are we a 3 seed? Um, I think we get between 11 and 13 wins, win a division, have a home game, and we go from there. And yes, once we get there, we're gonna be talking about who are we better than, and if things transpire the way I think it is, you know, you can have a 13 win schedule and not been feeling really good about the wins, or you can have a 13 win schedule and be like, man, did we put on a show throughout this season? So I got to see the context and what transpires, but I feel really good about this team overall, all around, all 3 phases. Real quick though, let's talk about the other thing I wanted to talk about: special teams. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people tweet that Quez Watkins is going to be the guy to return kicks. The last time I checked, this is what was said earlier today. Credit Jeff McClain. Eagles special teams coach Michael Clay said he knows who his returners are, but he won't reveal them for competitive reasons. He mentioned one Quez Watkins, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, and Avonte Maddox as possible candidates for punt return duties. Now, I don't know if he's saying punt return / kick return, but it's interesting to see Avonte Maddox back there. One, Boston Scott has been used time and time again, in and out, sparingly as a returnman. But Kenny Gainwell and Quez Watkins are the options I'm very intrigued by. Quez Watkins, to me, being that number 3 wide receiver, having to fight for targets between Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, and the run game, including Jalen Hurts' rushes, it's going to be difficult. I'm not saying he's never going to be used. I think he's going to be used in the right way. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, there's over the top. Y'all forgot about Quez Watkins, not paying attention. But I also think he needs as many touches as possible. And giving him kick return / punt return duties, well, just think, if you make them punt 3 or 4 times a game, that's 4 touches. If they score on you 2 or 3 times, now mind you, the way the NFL is set up now, the kickoff is pushed up so far, you rarely see any returns. So kick return duty, you could a 4 touchdown score on you. Hopefully we don't get 4 touchdowns scored on us. But you could sit back there and end up catching all 4 and kneeling them all down because it's the right thing to do because of the kick coverage got there, and taking it out, yeah, you get a chance to break something loose, but you also get a chance to start at your 11 or 15 instead of your 25. But punt return, if your defense is doing what our defense can do and you're forcing 3 to 4, 5, 6 punts in a game, that's 4 to 6 opportunities for a guy with 4.3 speed, a guy who is not just fast this way, but is shifty. And so I would love to see Kenneth Gainwell and or Quez Watkins get it. And I'm thinking more Quez Watkins because I think his wide receiver touches will be limited to more screens and deep balls. Not saying that is what we're going to do or it's the right thing to do, but you got A.J. Brown who's going to get the rock, Devontae and Goddard, and the run still will be used. Even if Jalen Hurts is being more consistent as a passer, he's still going to get his rushes and the Eagles' rushes in there. Balance is something that still needs to be applied. So I thought that was very interesting. And then I just want to end with this take on Jalen Hurts, and then I'm going to get with you guys and we're going to chop it up. John Clark said, I think it's just a confidence. This is what offensive coordinator Shane Steichen said on Jalen Hurts. I think it's just a confidence and the smoothness of everything he's doing. It's year 2 in the system. You can see by the way he's playing, the way he is going through his reads. It's going to be exciting to see on Sunday, says Eagles OC Shane Steichen. And I agree. Again, I don't think he's going to come out and say, wow, Jalen Hurts changed everything about him. No, Jalen Hurts is still going to be Jalen Hurts. Mistakes will still be made. I think there's just going to be a settledness, a calmness, a confident level to where he makes reads this season that he didn't do last season, and it just starts to translate to being more consistent as a passer while being that savvy running quarterback as well, because you're not gonna you will never tell these two guys. You will never tell Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts to stop running. The way they run is so dynamic. Remember that Saints run. That is not just that's just a quarterback scramble. No. There's not a running back run out there that was better than that specific run. That is, I'm better than you. I'm just a better athlete than you type move. And you don't want to deny him from doing that stuff, for sure. Let's go back to the chat real quick. Shout out to everybody in the building. 210 people in here, though, but we only got 83 likes. Man, I know we got MVPs in the chat. Like, I know we got MVPs in the chat. Y'all been killing the like button on the videos. Don't stop now. Let's get it to at least 150 likes. It pushes it out there and brings more Philly fans in here. Shout out to Rome One More channel member. He said, let's go Birds. You already know the deal. Jimmy G said, I can't wait to see if we have a very balanced game. If so, our receiving core will show out. Facts. Again, one thing that we really don't talk about much, we talk about the fact that Nick Sirianni and the Eagles coaching staff decided to be a super pass-heavy team in the first 7 games and really abandon the run. Not only did we abandon the run, we played so much from the shotgun. When you play from the shotgun, the run game is different, right? It's just automatically different. But when you get some single back sets, when you get some under center sets, and you're running successfully, well, now the linebackers and that secondary is going to drop down. It's going to be way more green grass for guys like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith for sure. If heaven was a human, said I don't want any of the 3 returning kicks. We need them healthy. Why not reserve a roster spot for Covey? But I don't mind this too much. Quez is definitely a playmaker. But that's my thing. Mind you, like I was saying, Quez in his second year showed a lot. What did he have? 47 receptions for 647 yards, 40-something receptions. Now, here's the thing, though. You would think he's going to get better as a receiver. Them receptions should go up. But now you got A.J. Brown there. I mean, if Quez Watkins is getting 40-something receptions with Jalen Reagor over there, how many does he lose? And so I'm trying to get the ball in his hand as much as possible. But I understand what you're saying, though. But I'm tired of playing scared. Do I want these guys to stay healthy? For sure. But special teams is so underrated. You get that ball. Your defense comes out there and they get a nice stop. 3 and out. 3 and out. Not even 1 first down. Right? Big leg punter punched that from their 32-yard line. And he punts it to your 27-yard line. You pick up 3 yards. You're starting at your 30. Cool. 20 yards, you're at midfield. Another 15, 20, you're in field goal range. But you get the ball at your 27, and you return it for just 27 yards. A 27-yard return. Now, I would love to get a touchdown, for sure. But you get a 27-yard return. Well, now you're at the 50. 2 first downs, and that's all you need to get points. It goes a long way. Goes a long way. And just flipping the field. Say you get that 3 and out. They punt it deep. Now you go 3 and out. Now you punt it deep. It is what it is. But if your return game was just a little bit better, well, now you get up to the 47-50. Now you get a guy like Aaron Sipos. Pray to God he's like the first half of the season, not the second half of the season. And he gets some insider 10. Now the opposing team is starting at their 7. You pin your ears back. Boom, boom, bang, bang. Next thing you know, who knows? You get a pick, you get a fumble, you get a safety, or you end up getting the ball on your 50-yard line. It can really swing things, for sure. And a really good special teams is underrated. People are like, let me load up on the offense and the defense. And that is the first what you got to do. But I would love to get the special teams back to something that is C+ or better. I'm tired of these, fair catch, 3 yards, or as Reagor would have done, mistime the fair catch, and now the ball bounces 10 yards backwards, 15 yards backwards. We not even getting +2. We getting -12 on a play. Philly Jackson channel member in the building. He said, we still got Hurts doubters. Thought they crawled back in the hole. Listen, my Hurt season hat is not here yet, but it's on, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt until I see he just can't, if he can't. Mad Hatter said Reagor is gone. Ego Atlanta said Jalen beat the Saints 2 years in a row. He got the Saints number for sure, and that is a defense that don't play around. G. Brown said when Hurts balls out this season, who else is there to hate on? I'll wait. Listen, you still got people saying the season relies on Jalen Hurts for the simple fact they just see how talented this roster is. But, I mean, everybody's still got to live up to expectations. We need to see Hassan Reddick do what we think he can do. Kaiser White, James Bradbury, Slay need to have another Pro Bowl season. This offensive line got to live up to exactly who they are. The running back group, it's not just Jalen Hurts, but he's the most unknown in the sense of how big is the step that he's going to take in 2022. But I hear you. B-Dub said Jalen is 1-11 versus playoff teams. Last year, he was 0-7 versus playoff teams. And he's a young quarterback. But we were a playoff team. And we can only control who is on our schedule. And let's not act like we didn't almost beat the Niners. Let's not act like we weren't one drive away from beating the Chargers. Let's not act like we weren't going back and forth with the Kansas City Chiefs. Our defense allowed the Chiefs to never punt. You can't beat a team that's never punting, and we were still in the game until the middle of the fourth quarter. There was games out there that he showed up. The Broncos were a winning team when we played them. The Saints had a winning record to finish. Let me just say this at the end of the year. If the Niners beat the Rams at the end of the season, the Saints sneak into the playoff spot. So, I mean, you could pick your little onesie twosies. If you go down the list, look at the Matthew Staffords, the Aaron Rodgers, the Dak Prescotts, the Drew Breeses, the Russell Wilsons. They all have a subpar record against playoff teams. It happened. There's not one quarterback that has maybe Tom Brady. But if you look at a lot of them, and I should pull the list up because it's easy to find. It's crazy to see the Deshaun Watsons, they all are like 500 or maybe 1 or 2 wins more in their career in years. I need some time. 0-7 versus playoff teams last year. First year. I got to see more. I'm not the guy who's writing anybody off one season where, again, I knew the player he was coming in and I saw minimal growth. Now it's about being consistent. Brad Wright said Jay Tuck said Dallas got rid of Cooper so Lamb can get his. Really? Look, I got CeeDee Lamb in a couple fantasy drafts. So look, at the end of the day, he could do what he needs to do stat-wise. But as I see my guy CFT in the building with the eyeballs, the Dallas Cowboys have been a team that knows how to light up the stat book. Having some of their players is pretty decent for fantasy. Has it always matriculated to wins? Last year, 12-5, yes. Other years, no. So we'll see what happens. D Shift said, but the Eagles hold that against Dak. What do you mean? Not having a great record against winning teams? Well, yeah. A lot of quarterbacks don't. But again, the quarterback that has the same record as Dak against winning teams still has won bigger games, though. That's the only thing. So there's a difference between big games and just winning teams or playoff teams. You win against playoff teams in September versus winning against playoff teams in December is a big difference. December matters a little bit more than September. They all matter because it's a small season. Every game matters in the NFL. It's not the NBA or the MLB or the NHL where you could lose 4 games in a row and be like, it doesn't matter. Every game matters in the NFL. But the best of the best win at the end of the season. More than they care about. Well, they win all the time. They win as much as possible, I should say. Philly Jackson said Howie knows he should have drafted Justin Jefferson. That's good. I'm glad. We talked about that early in the stream. Definitely, if you're just getting in here, you can go back and check it. What I always do is this. The first 15 to 20 minutes is all about what I want to tell y'all. the topics I got on hand, 2 to 3 topics. We talked about Howie, talked about special teams, we talked about the wide receiving group, and now I let it go to y'all. Angel said, I say Hurts throws 2 touchdowns and runs 1 in. One of the passing touchdowns will be to the Lions D, though. Lord have mercy. We got some haters in the chat. Love to see it. Jay Milton from Jersey said, I'm ready for this season. Hurts is going to be able to play well this year. It's easier to go out there and ball out knowing that your position is solidified versus not knowing if one mistake gets you pulled. He's going to have this year fully. There's no reason to even pull him. You could say, well, look how loaded this team is. Maybe another quarterback will do it. Well, at the end of the day, if Jalen Hurts ain't the guy, well, then we got to get the guy because we don't got the guy on the roster. Gardner Minshew, say he wins you an extra 2 or 3 games. If it's not going to turn into something at that point, you need to go get the guy. And that is what we will see. You'll get my 100% fair assessment of one Jalen Hurts throughout this whole season. Ray said if we had Jefferson, most likely Smith or no Smith or Brown. Exactly. You might not have neither of them because Smith was a drafty. If you draft Jefferson and your team does well because you have Jefferson, well, now you're not in the position to draft Smith. And now you got to pay Jefferson sooner rather than later. So now you don't got the money to spend on A.J. Brown just to not have the money to give it to Justin Jefferson or vice versa if we're talking DK Metcalf's situation. Zachary said, who do you think is going to have a better season, our offense or our defense? Personally, I hope to watch both sides play well, but I think our defense is nasty and can't wait to see them. This has been a really tough question for me, and I've been asking it a lot. I've been asking it in collabs with other Eagle content creators. I've been asking it to y'all on community posts. Listen, if you don't have your community post tab enabled, do it, because a couple times a week I'll put up polls on the community tab for you guys to vote on, and that gives me ideas for videos. So y'all can definitely vote and push on an idea for videos. Make sure you have the community post tab enabled. To answer that question, though, I think the bread and butter on this team is still the offensive line. That's like the go-to position group. I think, again, as much as I want us to be a 60-40 passing team so we can see what Jalen Hurts truly is consistency-wise and just playmaking-wise, I still want to slowly get into that. Say you're going to get to Lions team. If we find out they are who we think they are, because I don't think they did too much upgrading on that defensive line to stop the run. Aiden Hutchinson, more of a pass rushing guy, still can apply some pressure in the run, still helps a little bit, but I think there's still sweet, as LB would say, stopping the run. We'll talk about that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for sure. However, the defense has all the tools to be great, barring what Jonathan Gannon does. And I do give him the benefit of the doubt that he played more passive last year because he was suspect of the linebackers and cornerbacks. So if you're going to have to ask me real quick, I think early on the defense catches on a little bit quicker. And I think we're still going to put up numbers, but it's going to be, again, gradually going to that passing offense that a lot of people want to see. I think you still got to run the ball. And even at your heaviest passing, you still need 40 to 45% mixture of runs. It's just what the Eagles' O-line can do and should be doing at times. Boss Media Entertainment said, keep crushing it, my guy. Hey, salute to you for jumping up in here. Appreciate all the love y'all been giving me on the videos, the live streams, all that stuff. 258 people in the chat, 130 likes. Y'all know the goal. Let's get it to that 200 piece. 200 likes for your boy. It's not that hard. It's easy. It's free. It don't cost a thing. Appreciate the love and support. No Blah said, why do the Eagles have 3 quarterbacks on their active roster? It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I mean, they liked Ian Book a lot, and they put him on the active roster, which doesn't make sense to me as well. Nick Sirianni talked about that early, about possibly keeping 2 quarterbacks on the active list, put one on the practice squad because of that extra roster spot, which I think would be lovely to give to a Covey or an Allen for both special teams and emergency receiver if something would happen to 1 or 2 guys in the same game, for sure. AC said, Lions aren't bums, bro. They're going to be a tough game. Listen, I'm going to talk about that a little bit more tomorrow, but we can get into a little bit. I do believe that their offense is way better. Ahmad St. Brown, when we played them in week 7 of the NFL season last year, Ahmad St. Brown, however you say his name, he was not nowhere near who he is now. Pretty much the game after we played him, week 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, he started crushing it. He led the Lions pass catchers. That's with Swift at the running back position. That's TJ Hawkinson at the tight end position. He led them in targets by 35. The closest person in targets to Ahmad St. Brown was 35 deficit. And it probably was TJ Hawkinson. They got weapons. Josh Reynolds is going to be healthy to start the season. So they got Ahmad St. Brown. They got Reynolds. TJ Hawkinson is becoming one of the more better tight ends in the game. He's probably like number 8 or 9 on the list. So all that being said, they definitely going to have a different offense. I like their cornerback too. I can't say it. Not the one that they drafted super high. He's been low-key buns. But the other guy, Arazawa, he had 6 interceptions, and he's been playing some pretty good man coverage. With that being said, again, I don't think they did too much to upgrade the run defense besides Aiden Hutchinson. So I still think we can come out. Listen, we did put up what? Again, I got the sound bit because I was going to use it for tomorrow's video. I'll show it to y'all real quick, though.
Eagles 44, the Lions 6. They could have won by more.
Different team for sure, but what we did in that game was bully them, and I still think you can get it done on the ground, and that's why I'm not going to be calling for 40 passes, 38 passes for Jalen Hurts in week 1. As we see fit to throw the ball more, depending on who we're playing and how things start to roll down, then we're going to do it. But yes, the Lions are better. We're not beating them 44-6. I think they just the off season they had in general, being on Hard Knocks, showing a little bit more heart. You got the guy in the huddle crying, who was it, Jamal Williams, all that stuff does matter in a sense of just not getting your teeth stomped in week 1. And last year, post playing us, remember, we beat the Lions badly, but at the end of the season, when Ahmad St. Brown started doing pretty good in this, that, and the third, the Lions started playing people really close. Jared Goff lit us up. No touchdowns, but he had like an 80% completion percentage for most of the game. Wispy said, yo, Philly Mike, what's this season's sound drop? Last year was flowers everywhere. What about some DMX? Where my dog's out? We gonna have to figure something out because I love my sound bits. And listen, I tell you all the time, if you got sound bits that will go with sports and for celebration sound bits, even for because when the Eagles do bad, I'm gonna let them know. Wah, 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 whatever. Let me know, and not in the chat because I can't keep up with it all like that. But comment on the video after this if you know some good sound bites, good stuff, bad stuff, and we can give the bad stuff to the opposing team as well. Brad Rice said Eagles 1.1-0 blank period. Lions even know. Let me ask y'all one more time. I've done it before, but every live stream at certain times we get different people in here as well. Let me know right now. Give me the percent of the Eagles losing week 1 to the Lions. Now, some people say got to be at least 50 because any given Sunday. But I want to hear from the group that's in here, the 261 people in here, give me your percent of the Eagles losing. 10%, 20%, 50%, 80%. What's the percent of the Eagles coming out week 1 in Detroit and taking an L? King Swag, good show. Appreciate the love. Don't forget to watch the last episode tonight of Hard Knocks. I got to catch up on that, to be honest. I got to catch up on that for sure. Which King said Lions going to get clapped? Mir Slat talking to D-Shift. All right, so we got 0.5, 0, 0, 15, 5, 25. Jason got to be a Detroit Lion fan, 1,000%. AC said 40. B-Dub with the 0. Smitch said 5%. Super Dave said 1, 5, 18, 50, 30, 99.9. JP Martinez, always low-key coming in here and taking shot at his own team. Listen, I mean, if you just don't believe in a team, I ain't mad. I respect everybody's opinion. So 99.9% from JP Martinez. A lot of zeros, a lot of 35, a couple 35s, 20, 25, 20. I like it. I like it. So I would say the majority in here believe the Eagles should get the job done. For those who follow your boy on Twitter, I already put a parlay out. I got the Eagles 3.5s. I got the Dolphins 2.5s. I got the Saints money line. I got the Chiefs money line. I got the Ravens money line. And yes, I'm still taking the Browns money line. A lot of people think the Carolina Panthers will beat the Browns week 1. No Deshaun Watson. Baker Mayfield wants his revenge. J.C. Horn back. But I'm going Browns. I like that as an underdog. We'll see if that gets me my stack or not. BW said the Eagles will blow out the Lions by 40 again. Well, we only beat them by 38 last time. JP said, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. You be negative, but I didn't think you were that negative. I didn't think you were that negative either. Jason said, any given Sunday, bro. That is true. But Jason, you ain't say any given Sunday. You said 100%. That means you're not giving us that same saying of any given Sunday. If you want to be true to the any given Sunday, you would put the percent of the Eagles losing at 50%, because that means any given Sunday. 100% Eagles lose is taking your own saying and we're disregarding it for the Eagles. KOLLC said 11%. Psych. Anthony said we ain't gonna blow them out, but we gonna get the dub. Without a sweat. I thought you said like without Josh Sweat. I'm like, what happened to Josh Sweat? Sheesh. Ray said I have Juju in my fantasy. Hopefully he plays well. Should. He got Pat Mahomes throwing the ball. Joseph Tyson in the building. What's going on with you, my guy? Name Brand said Hurts came out throwing last year versus Atlanta. Yeah. Actually, it was like a nice mixture of balance. A nice mixture of balance. He threw the ball early. We got the lead, and then we ran the ball down the throat to clean up the clock and get the dub. Again, it depends on what the Lions are presenting us. I honestly do believe that the Lions offer more resistance via the pass than they do the run still. I don't think that they just cleaned up the running game. We ran for like 300 yards on them? Jeez. You think Aiden Henderson is going to just stop it like that? Now, there's no Jordan Howard this time, but still. Sanders, 12 games. I think he has 700 or some yards. Let's see if he gets to go at number 1 and how many carries he even gets. Shout out to my guy Joseph Tice for joining the channel membership. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Where's my Eagles clip? E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Shout out to my guy Joseph for dropping that, or for joining Philly Talk 24/7. Appreciate the love. Listen, I don't got the links in the description for this video, but look, we got over 156 people on the Chalkboard app. It's still only for iPhone. They've been lying to me. I'm telling them, hurry up. I need to get my Android people up in here too to talk that talk throughout the season. But definitely check it out if you got iPhone for sure. And we got another donation from Joseph dropping dimes in the chat. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Shout out to my guy with the $2 donation, and he dropped the score prediction, and I could see something along them lines. I'm going to give the Lions a little bit more points for the simple fact that I think we get a 30-piece, to be honest. That being said, I think it's going to be like how you say. You got 35-13. I respect it. I can see something similar like, 13-27. Then we go down the field and kick a field goal, make it 30-13. And then it's really 30-13 the rest of the game. And then 2 minute, they can't do nothing. We let them get a touchdown. It's 30-20. Really 30-13, but it's one of them, There's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Y'all got no timeouts. They move down the field. They get it down to about 58 seconds. They score a touchdown. Their crowd is already exiting. Stage left, exit right, whatever I don't know where their exits are. But I like that. 35-13. Again, you know what they're going to say, though. It's just the Lions. Yeah, we win 35-13. We want to feel good about it for a week. And you know what they're going to say? It's just the Lions. But they're not saying that right now. I've seen Cowboy fans and Washington fans and Giant fans on Twitter. The Eagles are taking the Lions too lightly. The Eagles are taking the Lions too lightly. Well, guess what? When we win, I want that same energy.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
It's always switch up. They always switch it up. Like, all I want to say, look, you can say the Eagles should beat the Lions, then we beat the Lions, cool. But if you're starting to have this little narrative coming out that, oh, we should do this or watch out for that, then just keep it the same. Look, I do think the Lions got better, but they're not better than the Eagles. Nina in the building. Mike, sorry I'm late. I'm here. Shout out to you. It's all good. I just decided. I put this up at 8:20 or 8:15, 8:20. I just put it up for 8:45. I don't normally go live this late, just randomly by myself. But, there's some Sixer news came out earlier. Tuesday's always my busiest day because my wife does some work for me, my cleaning business. And so I'm with all the kids. It's hard to get anything done on Tuesday. And so, saw the Sixers news, dropped that. And I said, you know what, let me just chop it up with them a little later on a live stream about the Philadelphia Eagles. Where's that one comment? Go ahead and retype the Miles Sanders comment, my guy, and I got you. Zachary said, Mike, read my question for Miles. I got you. Retype that. I'm awake. Or you said Quez can't return anything. He's straight line speed guy. I don't know. As he's been working on his route tree, again, you're right. Coming out of college, his route tree wasn't even developed. His footwork and his route running was not developed. But as he developed his route running, I think low-key he's gotten a lot shiftier and a lot more versatile. And I still would love to see him back there. Plus, mind you, really, you just make 1-2 moves, and then it is straight line speed on a punt return for sure at times. Yancey said, I'm excited. So many off-season pickups. Listen. This. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Like, regardless of how everything turns out, Howie Roseman, he spent the money. Look at the line. Look at everything that was added defensively, offensively. You look at offense, and it really is only A.J. Brown. But then you look at the defense and all the versatile pieces that they gave Jonathan Gannon for sure. Joseph said they can say what they want. They need to keep that same energy. That's big facts. That is big facts. Sinister said Miles Sanders isn't no fire starter. Boston Scott sparks the offense in the games where down. Look, I've been a big Miles Sanders supporter for sure. I think he should get the first nod. But literally, if it's not successful early, I'm big on this too. I've been trying to give Miles Sanders the benefit of the doubt for sure. However, my take has always been this. If you give the ball to Miles and he's running good, let him run. My thing is also this. If you use Miles and he's doing okay, and then say you let Kenneth Gainwell get in here for back-to-back plays, and it goes bang, bang. My thing is the hot hand stay with. And that's what is hard. When you got yourself a committee, but you still got yourself your lead back, and then the rest is the committee, it's hard. Because what if the committee has the hot hand? You got to take out your lead back hand. But it should be like that at times. Whoever got the hot hand. Scheme teams at 38-13 Eagles. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith might get 100 yards apiece. I like it. Jock Talk in the building said, I heard they may try Avonte Maddox at returner. Yeah, Jock Talk. We talked about that earlier in the beginning of there. Let me pull it back up real quick for you. All right, I just want to pull back up and talk to the people in the chat about that real quick, if I can find it. Where is Twitter? All right, here we go. So, I talked about that right here. Special teams coach Michael Clay said he knows who the returners are, but won't reveal them for competitive reasons. Mentioned Quez Watkins, Kenny Gainwell, Boston Scott, and Avonte Maddox. Exclamation point, bang! Because you never really seen Avonte Maddox back there. And again, do I want to risk him getting hurt? No. But I want to stop being scared. Switching positions on special teams, having a great special teams is important to what your defense and offense feels. Defense gets off the field and then you see a big return. It just makes what they've done even more special. They feel good because we got this 3-and-out. We got the ball to Avonte Maddox. He went and got 35 yards on a punt return, putting Jalen Hurts in this offense in field goal position to start the drive. It all comes around. And I think Quez will be good. I think Kenny G will be good. And Avonte Maddox is definitely like they trying something different here, and I ain't opposed to trying something different. I ain't opposed. Dartmouth said Detroit is going to win this game. By what? Zachary said, do you think we're going to give Miles a new contract next year if he has an okay season and not a top 10 running back season? Or should we draft a starter next year or just pick someone up off another team? My take on Miles Sanders, I've been saying it for a while. I think it's a lose-lose for him. Although I'm a fan, I believe anybody who has 3 years at 5+ yards per carry is doing something right, regardless. Health, touchdowns, receiving, all has been a problem for him since his rookie season. If he has a top 10 running back season, the Eagles are not paying him top 10 running back money due to his health and due to the fact that the Eagles are not going to pay a running back. They don't believe in that theory, especially with the committee they always like to have. Amazing season, someone else is going to pay him top 10 running back money. Horrible season, well, now we're not even going to offer him a mid-level contract and just move off because we got Kenny G, Boston Scott. Who knows how Trey Sermon works out? And you can draft another guy in the 4th or 5th round. That's where running backs are coming out and being something as well. It's just the way the running back market has been going. So that's my take, Zachary. It's a lose-lose. I don't see a scenario where Miles Sanders is back next year. You can even see something depending on how Kenneth Gainwell is running, how much we start to utilize Trey Sermon. Miles could be even a trade deadline move piece. Name Brand said, I think Gainwell, Smitty, and Slay can return. Sheesh, let Slay return. Listen, we've seen Slay multiple times. If he gets the interception, there's a chance he's going to get 6 from that. We saw him pick up 2 fumbles and bring them to the house. The Denver Broncos return is legendary. Maybe not legendary, but it was fire for sure. Slay got 3 touchdowns last season. I would love to see Slay, but again, he is super valuable in the sense that if he got hurt on special teams, I'd be kicking myself saying, dang, did I really, you know what I mean? I want to not be scared, but I am scared for him. G. Brown said he should have put Gainwell on punt return and kick return full time. He's another guy. Look, I don't know what Avonte Maddox has shown the coaching staff to even kind of keep him in question, in rotation to even get snaps here. Maybe he's surprised. But my top 2 are Kenneth Gainwell and Quez Watkins, and I'm leaning towards Quez because I think with A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins' 47 reception is going to be a little bit lower. I think they're going to be big splash plays, but they're going to be lower. That being said, if we make a team punt 4 or 5 times, that's 4 or 5 more touches for one of the Quez Watkins and or Kenneth Gainwell. Wick said the Broncos' new locker room is sick. Sheesh. I don't even know what it looks like. Nike's 202 said, Ray, I know, right? Sinister Soldier said Denver and the Eagles Super Bowl. Hey, it is what it is. Ray said I miss prime Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, I like his patience. He had a crazy patience. I'm awake. Or you said no impact players returning kicks, please. I hear you. But again, Quez is a guy I want to get as many touches. I hear what you're saying, though. I hear you. Because the injury there, you're like, why? But, like, I think that Quez is, I think he can fit the bill. I think you get Quez, if Quez does it for a whole season, at least one he's taking back. At least one. At least one. That's just my guess. We'll definitely see, though. Bald the Beast. Shout out to my guy, Beast in the building. Yo, Philly Mike, I saw you at Saints podcast saying thanks for Hey, shout out to you. Shout out to you, my guy. Yeah, for sure. I'm happy about the C.J. Gardner-Johnson trade for sure. I think the versatility of him at safety and playing in the dime package is going to be legit. Dart said, "Are you interested in Saquon Barkley trade for Miles?" Somebody inboxed me on Twitter about that. Where is that coming from? Is there who said it? Like, did any beat writer say it? Is there an article about that? Because somebody inboxed me saying, "Would you trade Miles for Saquon?" I'm like, where is this? Like, is this legit? I didn't hear nothing about it. But I probably not. I mean, they're both injured. They're both injured. They both got to prove to both their respective organizations that they are not injured. And again, Saquon balls out. I don't think the Eagles give him a contract. So I think if things don't shape up the right way for Miles Sanders, or shapes up well enough that he gets eyes from other teams, but then you go ahead and look at what Kenny G's doing. Maybe Trey Sermon's getting involved. Maybe we bring back somebody else, Jordan Howard, who knows, throughout the season. Maybe you can see the Eagles saying we don't want to let Miles walk for nothing, and we end up trading him for like a 4th-round pick or something. Ray said, "Mike, do you think we should have Quez Watkins be the deep ball wide receiver and have Smitty play in the slot?" I think that we have a wide receiver group that is so versatile. You're going to see so many different style lineups. You're going to see A.J. Brown play every single position, Devontae and Quez. You're going to see A.J. Brown in the slot sometimes. You're going to see Quez and Devontae in the slot. And let's not forget, Devontae can get deep too. He's fast. He might not be exactly 4'3", but he got speed. He can get behind the defense for sure. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! What's going on with you, my guy? Christopher said, Quez is tough. I got to agree. Super Dave Sub said, Gainwell. That's definitely a good option as well. Ray Bello, channel membership in the building. He said 0%. Joseph Tyson, I think Covey should be the only one on a return kicks. Well, mind you, in today's game, there's not many returns. The kickoff got moved up so high, every kick is almost out the back of the end zone. Even when the kick is not out the back of the end zone, the smart plays is still call for fair catch, but to catch it and knee it down in the end zone. Because of how close the kickoff coverage is, they get there so quick. You run that junk out. If you not one of them ones, you're not getting to the 25. Now you starting at the 18-yard line, the 17-yard line, the 16-yard line, the 20-yard line instead of the 25. So a lot of people don't even return kicks out the end zone anymore. It's just the way it is. And it's also to prevent the bang collision. Because you got to think, you got people running full speed this way. You running full speed this way. That is the one time where bad things can really happen. Smidge224D said 31-9 Eagles taking that dub. Name Brand said Howie wants to get Kamara out of New Orleans. Listen, they broke, man. We can always work. We always can try to work them, but I doubt that. They definitely saving money for Kamara. 803 Hitman in the building said, who do you think will have a great season that no one is talking about? A great season that nobody's talking about. Okay. People believe that Hassan Reddick's going to have a good year. People believe Kazir White's going to have a good year. People definitely are high on both Bradbury and Slay. I'm a big Epps guy. And we were talking about him, but then we stopped. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. There's two safeties on the field. Epps will be on the field. I think Epps is a candidate to show something that nobody's talking about. And the other guy is maybe a little breakout of Milton Williams. Milton Williams last year had 2 sacks. He played a fraction, I repeat, a fraction of the snaps that one Derek Barnett played, and they both ended with 2 sacks. Milton Williams got sacks on the outside. He got the versatility to play inside and outside. I think our inside is good, but he'll play some there. But you got Hargrave, Fletch, and Jordan Davis to get in there. The outside is BG, Sweat, Barnett and Milton, with the linebacker coming down playing the edge at time 2 and Hassan Reddick in certain packages. Milton Williams, nobody talking about him. East Cannon for Life said BG. I think BG's getting talked about a little bit. I think that, he's been a guy who has, shocked people in camp of how energetic, how vibrant he's moving for being in the 30s, for coming off an Achilles. A lot of beat writers are saying, wow, the energy, the movement. BG look like a spring chicken. He like fine wine. He don't get old. He get better. Last time we saw BG, he had 9 sacks, and he made the Pro Bowl. Philly Jackson, channel member, said Marcus Epps got something to prove. For sure. Brad Wright, that's a big one. Hargrave, we talking about Fletch. We know what Jordan Davis is going to come in and do with his sample size. Hargrave was a wrecking ball for the Philadelphia Eagles early in the season last year. AC said it's Pascal for me. Right? We talk about AJ, we talk about Devontae, we talk about Dallas Goedert at the tight end position. We automatically gave the third position to Quez Watkins. What happens when we get into the red zone? Pascal's a big body that can work the slot really well. He's an underrated wide receiver in the red zone, in the slot. I ain't mad at it. Ray says CJ. Oh, we talking about CJ, though. Showing up said Epps going to have a great season. I believe it 100%. Deere said I need to see more from Hargrave this season. He definitely slowed down at the end of the last season, but he was a wrecking ball in the beginning. I'm awake, or you said not Teron Jackson. There you go. That is somebody who's really not getting talked about, but really started to show good signs by the end of the season. He came in and played his snaps very well. Jersey Boy channel member said Josh Sweat going to have 10 plus sacks. I'm with you on that. Sweat all day. What do you have? 9 sacks last year? 7.5? Somebody let me know how many sacks he had last year. I forgot. But yeah, I like to see Sweat get that double-digit sack mode. And then you got one on one side. Sheesh, look, I'm telling you, we should be able to, we should not, I repeat, not be 31st this season. Shout out to my guy Ray Bello, though. E-A-G-L-E-S-E-O! My guy dropping the $3 super chat. He said, I'll be back. I think that's what it said on the super sticker. Shout out to my guy Ray Bello, channel member. Much love, much respect. P. Finest said, I think Miles Sanders is going to have an amazing redemption season. He's going to have to, man. He's going to have to. I would love to see it, even if it's only for him getting what he deserves. Philly Fresh in the build at Yo That Nation. Hit that like button. Y'all General says so. Hashtag BBP. Expect us here. 12 o'clock. Actually, it might be like 11:45 because we got to get that hour piece in and we need to do that little woo-saw religion, whatever we got to do. I have my own, we all have our own little traditions before the game. You know what I mean? I'm superstitious. And I got to set up for the live play-by-play. But listen, Philly Fresh, appreciate you tuning in, my guy. 292 people, 209 likes. Ain't no reason why we can't get at least 250. 250 on the like button? Come on, Philly. I'm going to need y'all to stand up. 250. But real talk, we will be here at 11:45, I believe. Double check, Philly Fresh. You still in here? Let me know. 11:45, 12 o'clock, live on 3 channels. BBP, Battle Birds Podcast pre-game. We be live from 11:45 to 12:45, and then I click off that, and I get up on the screen. I got the TV ready. I'll have, I don't know, and we will be talking about it. Greg said most reliable free stream site. Anybody know? Hey, if you know where to watch the game, how to watch the game for free, let him know. And Price said Davis has done nothing in the preseason. His preseason highlights is dump trucking your rook center during pregame warmups. That's cap. During the Jets game, where he was used the most, he had highlights. He was beating double teams. He was getting tackles. He was being tripled and quadruple teamed. And then in the Cleveland game and the Dolphins game, they played him. He had that little lazy run in the Dolphins or Browns game. I forgot which one. But don't worry. We're not worried about our boy. We are not worried about our boy at all. Oat said, we close to football. Yes, we here. BW said, what if Hurts is 3-15 versus playoff teams and the Eagles win only one playoff game, then eliminated? Well, look, if he's 3-15 versus playoff teams in a regular season, but then wins a playoff game versus the playoff team in the biggest time, well, that's a plus. Then I would have to see the next game and how we are eliminated. Again, if the Eagles lose because defense, because of a late fumble, like I got to have context into how and when and where we lose. Philly Jackson said Sweat had 7.5 sacks last season. That's what I thought he had. Latif said 3%. Philly Fresh said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll be here live, 11:45. JP said, I'm not a superstitious, but a little. I hear you on that. Name Brand said, what quarterback you want running? What quarterback I want running the show? If Hurts not the guy, I haven't really fully even thought about what college quarterback I would want to go get. Listen, I try not to venture out on stuff that I'm not sure we're going to need to venture out on. That's a whole nother story for a stream in maybe November or December, if that's the case. You know what I mean? HS Slay said, Howie the GOAT. He definitely put in that work for sure. G Meta, yes, sir. What up, Philly Mike? Appreciate you for coming through. Ray Bello, been a channel member for 19 months. Shout out to my guy. He said, you're the man. Nah, you the man for sure. Ray Bello, appreciate the love and support. 803 Hitman said, I see somebody say Hurts ain't Dak. Hurts ain't Dak. Don't nobody want to be Dak. He ain't won nothing. Yeah, look. Again, Dak Prescott to me is the 11th best quarterback in the NFL. A couple years ago, I had him just getting inside at 10. Right before his injury, I had him right inside the top 10 at 9. He bounced back to number 11 for me in this last season. I want Jalen Hurts to be Jalen Hurts, be more consistent, and just look to build. I don't want that playmaking ability to stop, though, for sure. Brad White said, in Dallas, first-round pick got replaced by a 40-year-old. The 40-year-old tackle! Now, I do think that Tyler Smith will start the season. Week 1 against the Bucs, Tyler Smith will be there. But the Bucs are going to attack him for sure. The Bucs should and will attack him for sure. I mean, he's a walking flag. My man, it's not his fault. He don't want to get his quarterback beat. He's getting beat. He got to pull on the jersey. I'm getting them 2017 vibes again. Okay, I'm liking it. Kevin said, I spent a month's salary on Jalen Hurts rookie card. I'm all in too. Sheesh. A month's salary on Jalen Hurts rookie card. Sheesh. Dak Prescott going to be the MVP this year in Madden. Cool Beans said Jalen Hurts and the coach need to prove themselves. Yeah, well, you're right. There are other people on this team not named Jalen Hurts that need to prove themselves. Jalen Hurts is one, but he's not the only one, for sure. G. Brown said no one wants to be Dak Prescott. What the bleep? Look, Dak Prescott, again, he was number 9 before being injured. He's number 11 now. I would love Jalen Hurts to be the number 11th quarterback in the NFL. Right now, I have him anywhere between 17 and 20. I got him at 17, but I'm not going to be mad if you say 18, 19, or 20. If you tell me 17, 18, 19, 20, I understand. There were consistency problems with his passing. If we're just going off his passing, I might even move him back a little bit more. But he's a playmaker, and I do put his legs and his playmaking ability in it. And I want him to I want to be saying this by the end of the season. Jalen Hurts was my 17 to 20th top quarterback in the NFL. Now I want to see he's my 13th to 16th. If my man gets from 13 to 16, I think he's done enough to show that there's still even more meat on the bone. Pause. Price at top 100 has Dak at 8. I had him at 9 at one time. Brad Wright said, Shaq Barrett will be MVP because of week 1 alone. He's coming. He's coming. Pause. Joseph said Dak not going to be MVP. Nah, not MVP. Dak has the opportunity to shut some people up. He has the opportunity. Let him do what he got to do. I mean, if he does it. I'm going to give people props. Whether they're Cowboy players, Giant players, or Washington players, if somebody's doing good, I give them props. I've always said Dak Prescott was a good quarterback. Even when y'all tell me he's buns, I say he might have been buns on this player or this game. I always thought, I've never, ever had him far down on the list. In his early part of his career, I thought he was more of a game manager. I had him in the middle. Then I moved him up. He got inside. While I was on YouTube, he was number 9 on my list. And because of last season, even though he had a statistically good season, I bumped him back to 11. Some guys jumped up in there. Some young bucks. The Joe Burrows of the world. The Matt Staffords of the world. Name Brand said the Eagles are accepting Hurts for his legs and all. Yeah, it's not just passing. But when he does pass, it got to be more consistent. And it got to be at just got to be more consistent with his reads, his timing, and his accuracy. You add that with all the playmaking, rushing ability, it creates a dynamic player. Cool Beans said, I can't wait for Jordan Davis to develop. He's going to be, listen, you got Fletcher Cox, and now the next 10 years, you got Jordan Davis. When Fletch leaves, which is probably his last year, you couldn't ask for a better D-tackle than Jordan Davis. And now you flip the script on the other side. When Kelsey leaves, you got his junior. You got Cam Jerrigan. You got to respect and you got to love that. Hold up, wait a minute, though. We got a super chat in the building. E-A-G-L-E-S-E-O. Shout out to my guy, Trey Brown, with the $4.99 super chat. He said, I've been an Eagle fan for 20 years, but I still catch myself rooting for Carson Wentz. Why is he such a frustrating player? I will say this. When Carson Wentz was on his way out, I would have been fine with Carson Wentz leaving, and I would have wished him luck over there in Indianapolis, for sure, because he really don't got no bearing on what the Eagles do. Honestly, I wanted him to play the 70+% snaps, do all that stuff to get us the second-round pick, blah, 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 blah. Or the first-round pick, my bad. That being said, the way he said some stuff on the way out made me feel different. And now that he's a Washington Commander, I can't root for him. It's against my blood to root for anybody in the division. And we're going to see. I think it's his last chance. I think he has a pretty decent squad over there. We'll see how he does. But Trey Brown, listen, at one time I was up here and I was a big Carson Wentz fan. Like, I don't know how long you've been watching me, Trey. I only been doing YouTube for 3 years. If you would have watched me, 3 years, but I think it's like almost 3.5 seasons because of the way I started. I don't know. I was a Carson Wentz guy, but I got taken down. For sure. Darlene said Kansas City offense line was real bad in the Super Bowl. What do you think happened? What do you think what's going to happen to Tom Brady in week 1? I mean, his offensive line is not as bad as the Chiefs were, and Brady knows how to work that. He'll get the ball out fast. Pat Mahomes wants to stay in the pocket and do this, that, and the third. Brady's been on up and down offensive line teams. Random said Reagor is not good. Super Dave Sub said if you want to stream any game, use the bleedy blah 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 blah. Yeah, use that though. I don't want to say because I don't know. Sometimes saying them websites on YouTube, they get mad at you and stuff. So just read and weep. Sean said Reagor is going to tear it up in Minnesota. Really, bro?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Now, all jokes aside, though, I wish Reagor best of luck. Not week 2. And I don't think he's going to be the third wide receiver anyways. I think it's going to be that Osborne kid. So, he's probably the fourth wide receiver on the depth chart, which is better. When he was with the Eagles, he would have been the fifth wide receiver on the depth chart. So, fifth with the Eagles, fourth with the Vikings, has a better opportunity to play. Y'all pass the ball more. It's a fresh start. Wish him luck besides week 2. Joseph said Hurts will have a better season than Dak. Hot take. I like it. D. Jones said Jordan Davis is huffing and puffing with his hands on his hip. That was, oh my, we see one clip of him tired and oh my God, he can't do nothing. But when he was in a Jets game and he was knocking down 2 defenders, when he was running down the field, 20 yards, I lied, 10 to 15 yards down the field, chasing Zach Wilson, going against quadruple teams, he wasn't tired. But he does that one other time, oh man, he's tired. Was he tired? Yeah. Does he got to always watch his shape? Yeah. Will he do it? Yeah. You don't invest. Jordan Davis is cut from that cloth of striving for the best. Come on now. We can't see. What? Was he out of breath when he ran that 40? When he ran that 40-yard dash at a record-setting clip for a big man like that, was he out of breath? He wasn't. He'll be all right. He's going to get used to the NFL by playing half the snaps that he will need to play. By playing half the snaps this year, getting his condition right, he'll be all right when Fletch leave. And he take over. I ain't worried. Come on now. I ain't worried. AC said we were all Wentz guys at one point. Facts. That's big facts. Ethan said, who's Jalen Reagor? Sheesh. Christopher said you got to admit the Colts is a better team than the Commanders. If they couldn't get it right there, he has no chance with Washington. They got a better offensive line. I believe they had a better offensive line. They might have had I don't know if they had a better defense per se. Washington's defense was supposed to be good. Ended up being not that good. The Colts defense was decent. So you might be right. I will say this, though. Scary Terry's a monster. And then I do like the Jahan Dotson pick. So he got some weapons. But you're right. I'll give you that. Colts weren't no pushover team. Random said, I never like Wentz, but I root for my quarterback. There you go. And that's the mindset you should have. You really should. I can't tell you how to root, but that's how I am. Until I realize my quarterback can't do it, and then I'm off. I'm off. Listen, when I was off Wentz, I still rooted for him. I just started to say, dang, I see the stuff that some of the haters that I thought were haters were saying. I see it. I got to say it. Because, look, I'm not blind. I can believe in something, but I'm not blind. And so we going to get my true thoughts on what Jalen can do this season for sure. Mr. 89 said, I appreciate Roseman for taking accountability for his Reagor and Umbrella Man picks. I'm more interested in how this team will face the adversity now. Go Eagles. I agree. I think it's hard to come out there and say, even if it's not breaking news. It is not breaking news that he made a mistake on the Jalen Reagor pick. But still being able to hold yourself accountable on the radio still shows a lot. And he's learned from it. And that's why we're not drafting for scheme anymore. You saw what we did. We went back-to-back championship teams in college. In 2021, who won the championship? Alabama. All right, give me an offensive lineman. Give me a wide receiver from that team. Who? That's like 2 young pieces to my offense. Okay. Who won the championship in 2022? Georgia. We just went with offense. Let me get 2 pieces of my defense. Can't get mad at that for sure. Philly rep and said Wentz was never a Philly guy. Anyways, who cares about him? Show enough said when you watch football game, you see everyone huffing and puffing. The hands like, yeah, right. Like, come on, bro. At the end of the day, my man said, you saw him tired for one play? It's one play. Come on now. Come on, man. Vince Wilfork was tired every play. And he was a beast for the New England Patriots for a long time. Trey Hayward said the Colts got a better run blocking than their pass blocking. was rated 31st in the league last year. 31st? Was that bad? Was that bad? Well, Carson Wentz is also part of the problem, holding the ball too long. Well, they weren't that bad when Phillip Rivers was there, right? So you see the difference. Phillip Rivers there, oh, offensive line is graded pretty good overall. Now Carson Wentz there, that's an extra 3 seconds, and it's not as good. King Swag said, and he got Curtis too, if he can stay healthy for sure. Joseph said Jalen drops everything. Reagor. Ray said Washington lost all the all-star centers and have a terrible field. Wentz goes down by week 5. Sheesh. I don't wish injury on nobody, but I don't know if you're wishing it, you're just predicting it. I ain't mad at the game. Devontae said, man, I remember being deployed on nights watching Eagle games in 17. Felt good going into the year. That same feeling now. Hashtag Bird Gang. Hey, shout out to you, man, for all the stuff you've done for the country for sure. Brian said, I just want to win. It's coming. Jalen Hurts. Yeah. C3 Eagle said, what up? I was watching Go Talk. Hey, shout out to you, C3 Eagle. It was fun. It was a fun episode. It was a long one too, for sure. We just reached, we had an hour and 21 minutes. We'll be getting off here shortly for sure. Again, the title of this podcast is Howie Roseman's comments on Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins, special team talk. Avonte Maddox is a possible candidate to return punts. We talked about the wide receiver group, Howie Roseman comments, and the special team punt/kick returner, who it will be, who it should be. We talked about all that at the beginning. If you don't really know me by now, when I do a live stream, the first 15 to 20 minutes is the topics I came to you with. Because how long is my videos? 10 to 15 minutes. So if a video is 10 to 15 minutes, the live streams, the first 10 to 15 minutes is kind of set up like a video. I shout out the people who are in here, Notification Gang. I always shout out Notification Gang. Turn the bell on so you could be part of that. I shout out Notification Gang. I say what's up to the 50 to 60 people in here first. Then I go straight content. And then y'all take it. Wherever y'all take it. We talk about whatever you want the last 45 minutes on here. Zachary said, Mike, is it me or am I the only one that wishes Smitty and Quez would put on more muscle? Smitty got bigger, though. Smitty looked bigger, for sure. I don't know about Quez. I know you don't need muscle to beat the defense. You could beat them with playmaking ability and route running. That's true. But Smitty definitely looked different. And he about to have a different season for sure. 803 Hitman. I lost it. Oh, he said, I lost it again. We drafted for skill, not for scheme. Shout out to Howie. Let's go. And that is what the motto will be for the rest of his time. We talked about that. I pulled up this whole thing. Let me show you guys. I'll read it one more time for the people in here right now, if I can find it. This is exactly what Howie said. I think a lot of the message there is we just have to take the best player at all times. We don't have to worry so much about the fit or what we have on the team. You go back to that moment, we had 2 tight ends who were really good and really good in the middle of the field, and Greg Ward Jr. was coming off a really good year in the slot. We were looking for a specific role as opposed to just grading the players. That's on me 100%. At the end of the day, I'm responsible for all that, but I also promise you one thing. If I make a mistake, I'm going to do everything in my power to fix it. He didn't say it all like that, but I just felt like it just needed that little extra part of it. You know what I mean? Birdman 951, what up, Mike? Lion fans talking that talk, and I love it. I'm going to be trying to get a Lions podcaster on here sometime before the end of this week so we can chop it up and we can really go at it. For sure. 40 boy Lou. So what up, Mike? My prediction of the wins is 10. What's yours? I got between 11 and 13. If you ask me right now, I'm going to say 12. 11 and 13 is my prediction, but I'm going to stick in the middle. I'm going to hit a 12 piece. 12 piece. Joseph said, what up, EC1? What's going on? EC football in the building. He did send him to Seattle. Yeah, we did it both. Seattle got the one that they got in front of him, and Minnesota got the one that they got in front of, or after him. Christopher says Sanders, Sermon, Trey Sermon, Gainwell, Scott, great running back committee. Sinister Soul said Howie should apologize for Whiteside too. That's why he get 2 receivers, not just one. Kavan said, what do you see as the measurement game for us? Measurement game? Like, this is what we got to do now. It's now or never. I mean, I don't think the Vikings are going to be a walk in the park. I think the Vikings are a decent team. So week 2 looks to be something. Washington on the road, I like that. But the measurement game is right before the bye week. Right before the bye week, when we come home to Philly to play against the Dallas Cowboys. That is that game that says we are who we thought we were. Well, I mean, if we lose a bunch of games before them, then we kind of know who we are. But even if we win games, if we beat the Lions, beat the Vikings, I like that game. As the game that says, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought we were finished? I can't even speak anymore. It's been, you know me, when it gets over an hour and 30 minutes and I've been on here by myself, it gets a little rough. It's a little rough. Hold up, wait a minute, though. I did think I was finished, but my guy dropping a super chat.
EAGLES Eagles!
Shout out to my guy, the Philly Ace 34 in the building with the $5 banger. Philly Mike, Eagles start their Super Bowl journey. It begins Sunday, and Dak is a product of garbage time. He is not, I repeat, not top 10. Sorry, delusional Cowboy fans!
EAGLES Eagles!
There's a time to be an analyst. There's a time to be a fan. At the end of all my streams and during the live play-by-play, I'm a fan. When we breaking down the tape on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the next, and then I'm an analyst a little bit. Oh, this is what we got to do to beat the Vikings and the Lions. This is the reason why we beat the Lions. This is the why we lost to the Vikings, or blah, 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 blah. But when we finish these things, when I'm reading the super chats, we just fans. And I'm always siding with my team. But then during the week, say we play the Lions. Say we struggle. Knock on fake wood. Say we struggle against the Lions. When I talk about the Eagles versus the Vikings, I'm going to be like, well, this is the way we could lose. This is the way we could win. Let's see if we go do this, that, and the third. But you're going to have to keep it like that. But the fan on Sunday is always going to be there. And shout out to the Philly Ace. He won it. He got it.
Flowers everywhere!
Shout out to my guy, the Philly Ace, dropping a $2 banger for the flowers everywhere. You got to love that. I still like it. I don't know. We might have to get a new sound bit, but I still like it because Roots is there. And I mean, the Roots and the flowers and I don't know. D. Jones said, Cowboy fan here. Be careful what you wish for.
Keep that Roots going, baby!
Roots on 3.
1, 2, 3, Roots!
I wish for football to come back. I want to handle the Lions. And after we handle the Lions, then we talk about the rest of the season. We need faded Philly Mike. Sheesh. 1 o'clock, Crown Royal, Crown Apple. Whew, that'd be hurting. But listen, I appreciate all y'all up in here. Still 267. Listen, if you haven't done it, hit that like button for your boy real quick. Try to get that as close to 300 before we get up out of here. The like button is free. It's easy, and it don't cost a thing. And you guys don't understand how much it helps out on YouTube. It's like, it's the best thing for YouTube. You know what I mean? It definitely pushes it out there. And listen, you see that bell? Not the like first, then subscribe, but that bell. Because here's the thing. We've been live for an hour and 29 minutes. About to be an hour and 30 minutes. There's some people that have been up in here the whole time. There's some people that have been in here for at least an hour. There's some people just getting up in here. Oh, Philly Mike, what's up? We out. Peace. So I'm telling you, got that bell hit. It's like that. It's like, it's a text message kind of thing that we got going. Are you planning on going live every game? Every game but the week 3 game, because I'm going to be in Washington via Philly Sport Trips. Me and LB and a bunch of subs will be in Washington. But I will be live for every game. You got to know, Philly Mike don't miss a game. But look, I appreciate all y'all. The Philly A's joining the Philly Talk Grinder. Appreciate you upgrading your membership, my guy. All the love, all the support. You know how we do. We're going to drop live streams throughout the week. We're going to drop videos throughout the week, opinion, news. And listen, I finally found a way. Let me know how we should do this real quick before we get up out of here. On Tuesday or Wednesday, when I go over the All 22, do you want me to do with you guys live? Or do you want me to do it on a recorded video? A recorded video or live? I will be able to, I'll talk to the chat as much as possible, but to get through the whole All 22, all the main points. See, if I do it recorded, I'll get just the main points. If we do it live, we'll go over probably almost every play. It might be but it's not going to be long. It's going to be the condensed version. So it'd probably be like an hour and a half live stream, just like this. But the whole time it will be up. I found a way to do that thing where you can have the video up and I can pause it and I can with my mouse I can draw a circle and try to draw the route tree. Say if it's cover 2, cover 3, man, what type of zone, blitz, blah 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 blah. But yeah, look, we're going to praise the good stuff. We're going to talk about the bad stuff, whether it's offensive line, defensive backs, coaching, quarterback, running backs. We're going to talk about it all. All that being said, season's upon us. And there's no more weekends without Eagles football. Previews, pre-games, live games, post-games, all 22, and Reaction Monday. Sometimes really good, sometimes bad. I appreciate all you guys. Keep hitting the like button for your boy. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We are out. Peace.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking Sixers in the Bird Gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, we showing up and we gon' fight. You see, we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Yeah, this is Philly Talk with